I'm Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girl Striker, and you are watching the Reggae Boys Commentary. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
You know, that video always cracks me up, but a good friend of Tiffany is with us today, and it's none other than Reggae Girl midfielder Marlo Sweatman. Marlo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for
I'm doing
having me
well.
on today.
All the best for the new year. Hope everything is going well for you and everything.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to speak with you. And one of the reasons I wanted to have you on today is that July last year, it marked your 10-year anniversary being a Reggae Girl. And I just wanted to get your reaction about that, being in the national team for so long, from the under 20 days to the senior program now. Tell me a little bit about the journey that it has taken you on so far to a World Cup, playing in Europe, and everything really.
Yeah, I mean the journey so far has just been absolutely amazing. It has had its ups and downs. It's very high points and some of the low points as well. But it has really shaped my career playing on the international level. When I started in the U20s, like you said, about 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago. Um, I was just starting out my real career. I was going off to college where I went to Florida State and then transferred to Oregon. And then towards the more 8-9 years of the international career, I was playing professional abroad and having the World Cup experience. So it's just been really cool and really nice experience to see how my international as well as my professional career has taken off with it.
So the opportunity to play for Jamaica at youth level, at U20 level, did the JFF contact you at the time? Was your mom like, let's get you a Jamaican passport in case something happens? What was that story like?
Yeah, so back then it was Vin Blaine, who is also now the head coach. So he had contacted my family, and my family reached out to them kind of at the same time um, to go about a trial and come down to Jamaica and see what everything's about. So I went about that, and then had to go into the whole passport situation and getting that through my mom, who was born in Kingston, lived there. At the same time, I think about a year later, I got called into the US U18 national team camp. So at that point, there was some decisions to be made, and I enjoyed my camp at the US, but I felt that Jamaica was going to be the country for me that I wanted to play for, and wear that crest on my heart. So went about that, and from there, everything went pretty smooth as far as just playing with them for the rest of my time.
And I guess it was like a natural decision for you because growing up, I'm sure you'd have been accustomed to the food, the music, and it felt like a Jamaican household for you, right?
Yeah, definitely. I have three other siblings, and how my mom, also my dad, raised us, but how my mom bringing in the culture and stuff into the household is definitely felt like that.
Okay. And then, of course, your first experience traveling with the team to Cuba and scoring on debut, July 2011, I believe, against St. Lucia. And
Yeah.
you're part of a talented team as well. Scoring on debut, your first time ever playing for the country. What was that like?
Oh, it's nice to go back and think about these memories. It's been a long
All of
time,
them.
so
Yeah.
um, it's amazing. I mean, just to score it at any point on an international level is great, but definitely for your debut, and just it makes you have a boost of confidence going into your whole career, and especially that match.
And it was an interesting one when we qualified for the final round in Panama. You were on the team with Bunny, who was 14, 15 at the time, Trudy
Hmm.
Carta, amongst other players. So you knew a lot of these players who you're playing nationals with now. So you had that cohesion, that chemistry, etc. So I'm sure it was great to mix with them as teenagers.
Yeah, definitely. It's cool. It's pretty cool to see them and how they've gone about their careers as well. And just, for example, Bunny, like you said, she was 14, 15 back then, and now she's playing at City. Like it's so cool to see. Um, and then also just see them mature as women as well.
When you saw Bunny at that age, I think she was like the youngest in the squad at that time. Did you know the potential that she had, or were you like, whoa, this came out of nowhere?
No, definitely saw the potential in her. Off the field mindset and just on the field, everything. Like she was definitely born for greatness.
And there are other some talented players in the team as well, like
Mhm.
Kimberly Spence and Nicole Broderick and company. So it was an interesting team as you made mention of. But like yourself and a few others, not many made the transition from the youth team to the senior team. So I'm sure it must be a blessing, especially for your part, to get that opportunity to play at the senior level, because a lot come through the youth system, but not many make that transition to the senior team.
Yeah, definitely. It is definitely a blessing and something that every time you continue to get called up is just another opportunity that you're thankful for. Because, like you said, it's not very common to go through it for so long and to keep getting called back and to have such an impact. So, very thankful for it.
And after that experience in 2012, you're in college in Florida and Oregon. But I was asking myself, well, where's Marlo? We haven't seen her make her national debut yet. And
Mhm.
here comes 2018, and you're in the picture. During that time, 2012 to 2018, did the JFF contact you, or were you just focused on college soccer?
There's definitely a little bit of pause on that end of my international career. I was very focused on at that point, transferring and how is my college career going and also the studies, and there was just a lot going on. Going from high school and playing college sports itself is a massive transition. I always was in contact with the JFF and with Coach Vin Blaine. Even with the little bit of time I've been away now with injuries and stuff, I've just still been, behind the scenes in contact. But yeah, definitely that point was just focusing on my college career and letting that go, take me places.
Well, they say in life great things take time, and they did take time. 2018, scoring on senior debut as well. One of only three Jamaican internationals to do that, to score in that 9-0 win over Antigua. So, how did it feel to make your senior debut, score, and go on this incredible run in qualifying?
That was great as well. As a holding midfielder, you don't get the chance much to score, so when you do score, you appreciate it. um, Tiffany scores a lot as an attacker, so it's cool to see her do that. But definitely, as the position I'm playing, appreciate it.
For you, in terms of the national team, would you say the goal against Chile was one of your favorite ones from the corner kick?
Yeah, that's always the one I go back to and show people and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely I think that's my favorite one.
Yeah, not a lot of people get the privilege to do that. And of course, being part of the World Cup squad itself, being named in the 23 amongst a wide talent of players as well. What was your reaction when you found out you'd be on the plane to France?
It was my reaction was everything. I think, you just had so many emotions and feelings because it's not just seeing that roster, it's seeing everything you put in, all the hours before, all the late night sessions and training extra and training with boys and training with older people and just it's like all your hard work at that moment paid off. And then obviously everything that I and along with a lot of other women did for the football federation in Jamaica for the women's side and just yeah, it's pretty much just seeing everything you ever did come down to one moment. And it was great.
And then, of course, the World Cup itself, lining up, walking out against Brazil, the opening game of the tournament, the adrenaline, seeing the fans or family you might have in the stands. What was going through? Was it butterflies inside?
Yeah, definitely a lot of butterflies. But I mean, as a top athlete, I think the important thing is you can separate those feelings. When you walk onto the field, it's about football, and we're gonna focus now. So all the noise kind of quieted out, and yeah, there was so many people in the stands. But I think the last thing I was doing was searching for the people I know and things like that. Just really focus on the match and what my role was in that game to do. And then after, and obviously, before in the locker room and stuff like that, you had those feelings. But walking out was game time.
At this point so far in your career, would you say that's the top in terms of your proudest moment so far, playing at a World Cup so far?
Definitely.
Yeah, simply put,
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
it's a pinnacle, really. I mean, you're on the same pitch with Christiani and Formiga and Barbara. You know,
Yeah. It's
it's the
amazing.
greatest experience. Yeah, amazing experience, as you rightly said. And of course, right now you're playing, club football in Hungary. When you found out that there was another Jamaican international in Tiffany that was there, what was your reaction? Like, wow, there's another Jamaican playing.
Yeah. So I was here a year before Tiffany, and then I had heard that there was the club looking at her, the one that she signed with when she first arrived. And I was super excited to just have another Jamaican in the league. Not only that, but excited to see where our friendship would go. And if people who are watching, and of course, how like Tiff and I have just really been able to grow our friendship off the field. And that has been really, really helpful in not only playing abroad, but being in the country we're in, like to have someone with the same culture and the same mindset and stuff. It's been very amazing to have her in the league. So
Yeah.
it's really nice when she came.
And of course, your clubs are in different cities, but do you still get the opportunity when there's a day off from training to link up or meet up?
Yeah, we are actually trying to plan to hang out this weekend because she just came back. So we're gonna catch up, but obviously with our schedule, sometimes it's a bit different. We have a lot going difficult. We have a lot going on, but we definitely make time to hang out.
And what was the experience like the first game of the season when your club, of course, took on Tiffany's club? What was it like on the field?
It felt good because it was kind of like payback. The team that she was on last year is the first in the league, and mine was the last, so they just smashed us every time we played. So it was pretty nice to finally get a win against Tiffany. We'll play them again quite soon when the league starts up in 2 months. So that will be great. But it's always nice to see Tiff on the field and play against her. And
And what are your thoughts about the Hungarian League as a whole? Because the Hungarian women's national team is progressing really well. They're making strides. But the league as a whole, do you find, compared to your time, obviously, in the Netherlands, do you find it competitive, even more, a lot more technical? Your thoughts about the league?
That's a really good question. I think the league is very stable. It's very good right now, and it has a lot of potential to grow, and it's growing very fast. That's the cool thing to watch. By the time I was here, almost I think 3 years ago, it's a completely different league. Most teams are playing in stadiums now, if not like big stadiums. They're playing on women facilities, like for their own club, which is nice. The speed of play has definitely picked up. The quality of players has increased, and the overall football has become more football than just kick and run type style. So it's been very nice to see, and I know they invest a lot in the women's right now here. So it will be really cool to see what happens in the years to come. I know the plan is to expand the league as well next year. So yeah, I've been really impressed, and I've enjoyed my time. And right now, I think it's a good fit for me.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
And next month, February, international duty. Excited to be back, perhaps work with Blaine, catch up with Tiffany, and get Jamaica off on a good note in World Cup qualifying.
Yes, super excited, super ready. We started training here, so getting ready for that camp coming up, and mentally, physically, and all that stuff. So excited.
Alrighty, when does the league go back on? When does the league start back from the winter break?
So we started training. We had some home trainings last week, and now we're back on the facilities training. I believe the first game will be a cup match beginning of March, and then with the actual season starting, I think March 10th week. Yeah.
What's the weather like right now? Is it snowing? Is it windy? Still cold?
It was really, really windy last night. Now it's about 40. So it's kind of warm this week. I guess a European warm.
Yeah.
So
Because you know what Jamaican warm is like already.
yeah. Yeah. So no beach weather, but it's all right.
Well, March will come around. It might get warm again. We'll see.
Yes.
But in Jamaica, it will be warm, so that's something to prepare for.
Yeah, that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. When was the last time you were on the island? Was it before we went to France?
Yeah.
The game against Panama?
Yes.
Time flies. Wow.
I can't believe it.
Wow.
It's really flying by.
Yeah, and then COVID came, and then
Yeah, COVID knocked out a lot of things. So that took a lot of time as well.
Yeah. But here we are today, and we've learned to live with what has been happening in the world and so on and so forth. I mean, the final question that I have for you, my end, is your goals for 2022. Anything specific you want to accomplish or general that you're hoping to achieve this calendar year? 10 years on being a national player?
Yeah, I actually took some time the other day to really write out my goals on and off the field. Um, but I'd have to say my overall goal that you can't really measure as far as results and stuff, but I just want to enjoy. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy. I want to make an impact on people, a positive impact, because sports are stressful, and especially the life we're living now with COVID and things being taken away from you without any say. I think my biggest thing right now is to enjoy the life, give my all, and make a positive impact on the people I come into contact with.
Okay, sounds good. Marlo, thank you very much for your time. I really, really appreciate it. All the best when the league starts back in Hungary. And when international duty comes around, we'll be in touch. And I wish you a very, very productive calendar year, both with club and country as well. And hopefully, we'll be qualifying for the World Cup by the end of this year.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for your time and for having me on. It was great.
It was my pleasure. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And yeah, we'll be in touch.
Okay. You too.